phone calls for the previous owner, who turned out to be my shitty manager. This is going to be a long one. Names have been changed to keep anonymity. Mobile phones became common in my country around 2004, just as I finished high school. My parents bought me my first phone, a second-hand Nokia. It was bulky and basic, but I promised myself that someday I'd buy a new phone with my own money. When college started, I had a 2-hour daily commute. In high school, I had excelled academically and won several district-level awards. These awards were being distributed during my first year of college. One nationalized bank award finally gave me enough money for a new phone. I bought a Sony Ericsson K300i and a premium SIM card, not realizing it had been abandoned by its previous owner. By the third day, I started receiving calls for a guy named Bitzer from various financial institutions. It turned out the number previously belonged to him, and for 20 years, I've been getting these calls. Determined to keep my premium number, I began a routine of blocking wrong numbers. Back then, blocking was device-specific, so each time I got a new phone, I had to start over, keeping a list of numbers to block. I got my first job after graduating in 2009. Around 2010, I was assigned to a new project with a notorious reputation for burning people out, all because of a project manager named Bits. I didn't know his full name for quite a while. He took pride in making our lives a living hell. Bits ruled with an iron fist. From the moment his team stepped into the office, they were met with a barrage of emails and messages, each more urgent than the last. Bits thrived on creating chaos, often changing project deadlines on a whim, demanding his team work late into the night and through weekends. Bits' presence loomed over every task. He insisted on micromanaging every detail, yet was quick to take credit for any successes, no matter how small. Failures, however, were met with his notorious tirades, publicly berating his team and assigning blame without hesitation. His unpredictable temper kept everyone on edge, afraid to make the slightest mistake. Meetings were another tool in his arsenal of torment. He scheduled them during lunch breaks and after hours, ensuring no one could escape his grasp. These meetings were often pointless, serving only to reinforce his dominance and disrupt any semblance of work-life balance his team might have had. His relentless stream of emails continued around the clock, each carrying a thinly veiled threat, perfection or dismissal. Under his reign, morale plummeted and burnout soared, yet Bits remained oblivious, satisfied only by his complete and total control. I was quite ashamed when I learned that he was from the same area as me and had gone to the same school, though years before. In 2012, our company merged with a parent company. Almost nothing changed in terms of personnel, but we got Microsoft Outlook and a company-wide org chart. That was when I first saw Bits in the organizational hierarchy. His full name was an eye-opener. It was Bitzer. Now, the name was common enough, but mobile numbers back then had an area-specific pattern. I already knew that the previous owner of my number was from the same region. Still, I wanted to dig deeper. I talked to an old mentor who lived in the same area, someone who had coached high school students for over 20 years. He confirmed it, no doubt. Bitzer and Bits were the same person. I had been pissed at this unknown guy named Bitzer for nearly a decade, and now I realized he was also my current nightmare of a boss. This is where the revenge began. First, I unblocked all the numbers in my phone. I used to get 5 to 6 calls a day. Now, I was getting 15 to 18, but my response changed. Instead of saying, wrong number, I started politely explaining that the number had changed. Then, I gave them Bitzer's current work number on, and just in case he tried anything, I gave them his manager's number too. The fallout was epic. These companies had been trying to track him down for nearly a decade. Banks had sold his debts to third-party agencies that exist purely to harass people until they pay. Turns out, he had taken loans in everyone's name, his wife, his parents, his uncles, his aunts, and he gave them all the same phone number, my number. He had dodged credit card debt and loans that added up to more than $200,000, a fortune where we live. There were nearly 20 cases filed against him, but no one could find him, probably why he thought he was untouchable. There are different versions of what happened next at the office, but the one thing everyone agrees on is that his manager started getting calls. A lot of them. 2 months later he was let go. I haven't heard from him since.